All right, Chag Sameach, everyone. It's very exciting. It's Chanukah again. And even though it's Chanukah again, we want it to be a Chanukah that is more meaningful than ever before. This will be a new level of Chanukah. So I want to share with you some ideas. Hopefully it will be different than the past. And with that, it should brighten and light the way you see Chanukah. So I always start most of the time with that pasuk in Vayit Hanan. In the 4th chapter, verse 5, it says, "See, I have taught you decrees and ordinances as Hashem, my God, has commanded me." It's Moshe speaking. To do so in the midst of the land to which you come to possess it. And they say, "Then you shall safeguard and perform them, for it is your wisdom and discernment in the eyes of the people who shall hear all these decrees and who shall say, surely a wise and discerning people is this great nation." Now, my dear friends, it doesn't look, it's clear that out there in the world, people know Jews are smart, but not necessarily in a positive way. We are supposed to be a light to the nation. The Jewish people are supposed to light the nation. Chanukah is the moment where we put the lights outside, where we go to the extreme of trying to give a hint that we're light into the nation. So, how do we connect to that? So the basic idea is that what does the menorah represent? The menorah represents the different wisdom. We use the menorah, which has 8 branches, and the middle one, which is we use to light every branches. But in the temple, we didn't have the 2 others. We had the 7 ones. So right, and the 2 extra were added because of the miracle of the 8 days. That's the symbol, which was the symbol of something that went beyond what we expected, beyond the ordinary. So why 7? Well, it says in many places, but the Vilna Gaon especially explained that there are 7 branches of wisdom. Mathematics, astronomy, and geometry is 1. Natural sciences and chemistry is 2. Medicine and pharmacology is 3. Number 4 is logic, grammar, and syntax. Number 5 is musicology and its esoteric theory. Number 6 is engineering and construction. And number 7 is parapsychology and the brain sciences. So we have to know that a real rabbi on the highest level is supposed to learn all the wisdoms and know all the wisdoms, because the more he knows, the more he'll be able to understand the Torah on the high level. How does that work? All the branches of the menorah represents one of those wisdom. The menorah itself, the pillar, the foundation, which holds all that, which is presented especially by the center one, is the wisdom of the Torah. It represents the source of all the other wisdom. And the whole idea of Chanukah is that we're saying that when we light up the candles, we're saying that every wisdom that brings, every chokhmah, every wisdom that brings light into the world. I understand the world better through science. I understand the world better through biology. I understand everything better through all those sciences. But I have to understand what is the root of all that. The root of all that is the Torah. And so when I light up the world, I'm saying I'm using everything to bring more glory to the Torah. I'm to bring more glory to the source of all wisdom. The Jewish people, the Torah is the source. The Kuzari says that at the end we're going to realize that every great wisdom, every truth that is out there that is proven to be true, we're going to realize at the end that it was all already there in the Torah. That's what Moshiach is going to do. Moshiach is just going to bring us all back together, all the nations, all the wisdom. Now, how do we know that there are 70 nations, right, corresponding to the 70 Jews who went to Egypt? Because we, the Jews, are a microcosm of the for the entire world, for the entire nations, and the same way there were 70 languages corresponding to the extension of the language of Hebrew, which really happened at the Tower of Babel, where God split all the languages. Before we were all united with one language, Hebrew, and then everything split into 70 languages. So same thing, when we take the light, right? The light is knowledge, is clarity, is when you understand things. And when you make it go through prison, it becomes 7. So 1, 7, 70, it's always in Judaism the same. Basically, the idea is that the same way that light split into 7 different colors, or the colors of the rainbow, so too the wisdom split into 7 different groups. So that's what the menorah is about. So what are we saying? We're saying, well, what's really the holiday? What are we celebrate? The celebration is really that we as Jews, we had a mission, and the mission started with Cain and Hevel, who were partners in trying to fix the world, but then they failed to work together. One was supposed to be entirely connected to the Torah, and the other was supposed to be involved in the everyday life, more in the physical, to fix the sin of Adam, right? And once Adam and Rishon sinned, there was a need for 2 components. One, to be connected to the source of all truth, and then 2, go in the world of confusion to separate the good from evil, to be able to recognize and to reconnect everything to its source, because the knowledge of good and evil, the tree of good and evil, is all mixed. So we had Cain was supposed to be the one fixing everything, and Hevel was supposed to be, so to speak, the rabbi, or the spiritual leader that helps Cain fix everything. So was Cain and Hevel. Then later on, it went to Yaakov and Esav. And Yaakov and Esav, that's where we almost were close to fix it, but it didn't work out. Esav refused, or not necessarily refused, he got lost into this world of physicality. And Yaakov, who was supposed to be the rabbi, the shepherd, the leader, was decided to took his role, and therefore now the Jewish people are supposed to do that double job of not just elevating and fixing the world, but also reconnecting everything to its source by teaching Torah to the ones who is involved. And that's where we have the big split between Yosef and the brothers, who basically have those 2 roles. So some souls are the souls from Yosef, and some souls are the souls from the other brothers. So the souls of Yosef are the souls who go in the world there and can get involved there. They go in the everyday workplace, and they try to fix, and through their behavior, through their work, through their involvement with the secular, the mundane, and acting with holiness, they able to fix the sin of Adam Rishon and trace back everything to its source. For example, you have a doctor, you have a physician, you have a dentist, a lawyer. All those laws that are there, they use it, but they show by acting properly that it's all connected to the Torah, and it influenced the world to realize that. Then that's the job of Yosef. The job of Yaakov, of the brothers, Yehuda and the brothers, those are the souls who are out there, and they need to be connected mostly to Torah and to teach the ones and guide the ones who go out there in the world. What's happening is that those 2 have constantly fighting and think one is greater than the other, or more important than the other, or holier than the other. So Cain killed Hevel. Esav wanted to kill Yaakov. We have the Yehuda and the brothers who are trying to kill Yosef. It's a keep repetition, and now the Jews, they kind of try to kill each other, so to speak. We see what's happening in Israel between those who are involved in the more Torah yeshiva world and those who are involved with the everyday world. And what they don't understand is they both need each other. They both need to work together. They are both as important. So when you light the menorah on Chanukah, basically you're trying to unite those 2 sides. You have the side of the souls of Yehuda and his brothers, and the side of Yosef. and they have to work together to connect everything back to its source. In a way, it's as if we would say, if you would take all the sciences represented by menorah, right? Let's say you make a book and you take all the best sciences that exist out there, all the truth proven thing, like about what's true love, what's the true science, and anything that you found out there today that is true and proven, and you will make a book that contains all the wisdom of the world that are true and proven, and you compare it to the Torah, it will be basically the same book. Meaning that we will realize that everything that is out there is just an extension from the original light that is represented by the flames, is an extension from the source, from the Torah, extension from Judaism. And basically on Chanukah we go out there and we're saying, we put the menorah outside our door and we're saying, look, we are still doing that job. We're not assimilated in those seven sciences. We're still living in 2017 on 5777, and we're still bringing out the original light, and we're still trying to unite both sides of the menorah. We're both trying to unite between each other, and we're trying to be a light into the nation again. And the question you have to ask yourself, how on my personal level, I have to find out how I can be a light into the nation. How can I use, as you know, in every menorah in the temple that they had, so the light from each one, the flame was supposed to be directed towards the center, because every wisdom is supposed to bring more light to the center, to the Torah. Because basically what it means is that every wisdom is supposed to make the Torah greater, right? So in the past, all the great rabbis like the Vilna Gaon, the Rambam, the Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, different, but the Ramchal, all the big rabbis always learned all the wisdom of their times. That's why the Rambam knew philosophy and biology, medicine, because we're supposed to be a light and show the people all the source of all wisdom comes from the Torah, and this way they're going to recognize the true source. We had that in the time of King Solomon, who had so much wisdom that people were coming all over the world to learn from him. And that's what's going to happen when Moshiach comes, when everybody is going to start learning directly from the source and recognize the root of all knowledge and wisdom. So light up the menorah. When you light up your menorah, understand that you're lighting your own soul. You're saying, I'm a soul of Yosef, or I'm a soul of Yehuda, the brothers, and basically I'm here to continue to do the tikkun, to be a light in the darkness, to be the root of all wisdom in the world that is filled with different wisdom, when you can get lost and detached. And that's what the Greek was trying to do. You know what the Greek was trying to do? The Greek was trying to cut off all those branches and say, no, there's no source, it's disconnected. Look, it's just here on earth you have mathematics and biology and wisdom and beauty and all that, and that's disconnected from the center. And that was our fight. Say, no, it's all connected, it's connected to the root. So may we all be able to be a light into the nation by learning to connect, if you are from the soul of Yehuda, to connect the outside wisdom, reconnect it to the Torah, to the source, and if you are from the soul of Yosef, to shine and guide the people, teach the people how everything comes from the Torah. And if we do that and we are united, then there is hope that Moshiach is going to come through, as symbolized by the light of the oil, which represents Moshiach, to anoint the Moshiach. And Bezat Hashem will celebrate next Chanukah in Jerusalem with Moshiach. Chag Sameach.